Okay, so this is, if I'm not mistaken, what number is this? 123. So this is number 40, 39, 38, 37, right? So this is number 37 on my list of the top 40. I would probably say I do want to make a list of top 50. So if you guys can comment down below and let me know what other 10 I'm probably missing on my list. So that I have the top 50 of the 250 that I want to actually monitor and track until the end of the year, potentially updating this as the time goes. But these are what I want to concentrate on for the next 6 months. And then next year we may be looking at a different list or whatever, but see kind of how successful this list can be for myself and others, and just kind of figuring out a new strategy and pattern. Again, I want to make a top 50 of 250. So if you guys can help me out with that, that'd be awesome. So basically, gas, right? So gas, if you want to know what that is, when you look at it, obviously the first thing you notice is the logo. So gas logo is Neo, right? So scroll down till you see gas is a token created on a Neo blockchain platform with primary purpose of being fees for processing transactions on the Neo network. So I think when Neo first came out, it used gas to, be the fee so you wouldn't lose any Neo. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they split to where you could actually buy gas. And at one point, it was so popular because the way that gas worked was it would go up in value the more Neo was exchanged. And at one point, Neo was very, very popular. And I kind of feel like it's not as popular as it used to be. But at one point, Neo was so popular that it had nowhere to go but up. And it was a great time, right? So a lot of people made a lot of money either buying gas or buying Neo. So gas, we can scroll down here and kind of look at it as, look, all-time high is $97. I I think my list that I got my numbers from is definitely from a different website. I don't know why my list is so different, but 91 is what I had. So 97 was the all-time high, right? So 97 shows that, I think I got it from CoinGecko. Let's just go there really quick. Let's just type in gas. Right, so I believe I got my all-time high from CoinGecko, showing that the high at one point was 24-hour high. What's that? This list might be wrong. Yeah, see, look, all-time high. I got it from here. Okay, so this is where all my all-time highs came from. But anyway, as you can see, it's down. Like, I mean, like, significant amount down. It's right now trading at $2.68. I started tracking it about a week ago at $3.21. Obviously, okay. Okay, so as you can see, like, it took like an all. Okay, sorry about that. I had got a text, and just trying to cut that part out. So basically, the way that I forgot where I was at with this, but in any event, this is a very popular coin. I guess like it took such a big dip again because when it first came out, it just made sense. Like, why wouldn't you want to invest in the only thing that's being moved? It has to go up in value, right? So, I mean, it made so much, and then you got more of it. More the Neo you held, you got more gas. The more gas you held, you got more gas. Like, I mean, when I say it just made so much sense. So right now this makes sense. As far as a coin that makes sense, this is a coin that makes sense. Okay. So we got the, say, $3 at one point. Right now it's at two something or whatever. So we're gonna look at our list to find out, like, what about this coin should we be looking at to figure out, okay, is it gonna rebound? Is it gonna make sense to buy again? What am I looking at? As far as so just kind of just stay to this for a second, right? So what I'm looking at is a couple things, right? So the first thing I'm looking at is the articles And I'm also looking at the social media, seeing who's talking about them, how often are they being talked about, and are there any new articles coming out? Are they doing any interviews? So one thing you're going to notice, like a lot of people aren't really doing too many interviews, but if they do one, that's awesome. Interviews aren't going to make a difference tomorrow. So if they do 100 interviews today, it's not going to be 100 million new people that are going to be buying this coin. So don't worry about the coin price going up. You want to just make sure that they don't mind being in the spotlight, because when their coin becomes popular, SEC and everybody else is going to be in the spotlight, shining that light directly on them and saying, hey, you got a lot of people that are investing in you. You got a lot of people that are depending on you to stay at a certain number. Are you legit, or should we be shutting you down? And if that happens, you got to expect that there's going to be a huge dip in their price if they're not on the right side. And if they are, there's going to be a huge dip, but they can still rebound. So there might be a double buy opportunity if they do become super popular later on. So as of right now, they have so right now they do have social media that works for them. So we'll click on social, and you can see they have a lot of Reddit subscribers. They got a lot of people talking about them on average. Got a lot of followers on Twitter. So it's like the reason why you're going to see things like this being high. You know, because the Twitter followers are up, Reddit subscribers are up, Facebook likes are up. This usually supposed to track out like the articles like being written, how often are they being talked about. But in any event, they're pretty popular. As of right now, I would say they're being talked about. Probably not as much. And then we'll go to social on here so we can see like the most recent articles that they posted, and it's saying none. So as of right now, we actually have to physically go to their Twitter to see the last time that they post. This is important because you want to make sure they're still active, like I said before. And there's no post on here. So to me, that's probably like a bad sign. That's a scary sign. Might be because I'm not logged in. I don't have one. Facebook, any post? Nope. All right. That's that. So to me, maybe they do more on Reddit and Bitcoin talk, but you know, you kind of want to. Is it going to go mainstream again? Probably not. This is more of like an opportunity for someone that's already in the crypto market that understands where to look, what to look for. That's pretty much where they're at right now. So that's not a good. It's not a good sign, but you know that means it will creep up slowly or it will rise quickly. But then there'll be more buyers than sellers at one point, and then it will end up being more sellers than buyers, which means that again that double dip opportunity, maybe even 3 times. So basically, that's that, right? So we're not going to look into that anymore. So we'll look into exchanges. What exchanges are they on? This is very important because depending on where the volume comes from, it's going to all depend on, if it's going to go up fast, slow, if it's going to even maintain itself. Depending on where it's at, it makes a big difference because, when you look at other things, and I'll show you guys those other things you want to look at. But pretty much what you want to look at is what exchanges are they on? Are they popular exchanges, or are they just on exchanges just to be on exchanges? And as you can see right here, they are on quite a few exchanges. As you can see, they're on KuCoin, which is a popular one. They're on Binance, which is a popular one. They're on OKEX. They're on Huobi. They're on Gate, Poloniex, Trade.io. So they're on some really good popular exchanges. So that's a good thing that they're on these popular exchanges. But as you can see, the volume is very low on those exchanges. And, 22% of their exchange is the BitMax, which I don't actually trade on. BitTrue, which I don't trade on as well. And then you got Binance, which is creeping up, I guess, at some point. But as you can see, Binance is pretty much predicting the market, saying where it's at, where it should be. So you got everybody else kind of like around Binance's number. So it's a super popular exchange, and it's a good chunk of their volume is coming from Binance. So that's good. They're on a good amount of exchanges. You want that because of other reasons, and I'll share that with you as well. 1 second. Okay, so another thing I'm going to look at is the industry that they're in. So this is different than a lot of other things, right? So this is what you would consider like I said before, the transaction fee for Neo, right? So this isn't Neo. This isn't a peer-to-peer This is the transaction fee. This is a completely separate entity of itself. So it's just, it's like the interest on a loan. You got. So basically, this is different because of the simple fact that it's not like any other coin before it, right? So it's the first to market, and it potentially could be the best to try and do this and accomplish what they've tried to do. So it's a new way of thinking. Yeah, it was. I don't know of any other coin that's doing it like this as well. So at this current moment, it's just the best way of thinking of it. So new way of thinking, right? So yeah, I would say yeah, it was, and it's possible that it could be the only one still thinking of it like this. Life changing, it could be, right? Because of if it's mainstream. If it goes mainstream again, this could be major because coins like this would start to exist, where almost in a way, you're able to invest in the investment of the coin, right? So let's just say Facebook came out with a coin, and Facebook is saying, okay, for you to use the marketplace, for you to buy advertisement, for you to buy video games, for you to play, for you to do this, you are going to be making, or even if you use Facebook, as long as you're on Facebook, you'll be getting this Libra coin, right? So say that's what Facebook says they're going to be doing with their coin, is that they just want to make you buy a coin in order to actually utilize their platform. Okay? That makes total sense. And then if Facebook said, look, to sell, anytime someone does a transaction and you hold this coin, we're going to give you this second coin, this second interest coin, because we're using your coins to allow us to do this. So although you own this, technically you don't actually hold it, because we're going to be using it to generate these transactions. And as a thank you for holding this coin, and as a thank you for having this other interest coin, we're going to allow you to make money and exchange it. At the end of the year, you can trade it out or whatever. Once every year, you can sell however many you got. To me, that's kind of what this coin is doing. So once people started to kind of look at that as in like, people do want to buy in, but they don't want to have to hold, and they want to make sure that their investment is safe, and they want to make money every day, and then people are going to start to notice that this is a good trend and it's something to try. Price wise, where it's at now versus where it went to at one point, yes. But where it's at now, I don't know if that's a good price for it. I do think that it has more low to go. With that being said, what we'll do is we'll see the all-time low. All-time low is $1.47. So I think that the all-time low has potential to be even lower. So talking about 2 years ago, around this time, it was at $1.47. I believe that's when it first came to market. So, yeah, to me personally, do I think that's a good low? No, I do think that there's more low to go. I think it's possible there's more low to go. Only because, again, it's a new way of thinking and it's not as popular. But if Neo does something dramatic and actually starts to go up in price, then I would say that this is a pretty good price. But price-wise, from where it went to, if it's going to go back up there, that's awesome. You're talking about a 50x coin almost. But from where it's at now, 5 to 10x, maybe $10, possibly. But I still think that it could be in the ones at some point again. Supply and burn. So does this coin need to burn? Probably not, because it should sustain itself. It should work the way it works, right? So it should just be okay with the way it works. The supply itself, I think, is 100 million. 100 million. 10% right now is in circulation. The total supply. So I believe they already did a bunch of burns. But yes, the max supply, and this is where the total supply is, and they're at 10 million. So personally, this is actually really good supply, really good amount. And then they're also showing you the market cap in Neo. Self-sustaining, that's what I was talking about before. You don't have to really do anything for the coin value to go up. This kind of works if Neo works. People start to buy and trade and believe into Neo. This coin just works. It just works. So I would say it's a good thing, right? So in use, and there are other customers. Yeah, right. So the way this works is that it is, the gas. So Neo does use it. Neo is in use, and there are customers that believe in Neo. There are platforms that believe in Neo. There are people that you can buy and sell Neo using, So Neo is a good coin. So the fact that Neo works, this coin works. Now, if it comes completely separate, then I would say you have a different story on your hands. But as of right now, Neo just works. And then partners, right? So right now, Gas doesn't have any partners, but Neo does. So, but as of right now, I would, if you had to ask me if there's any partners in Gas, I would say no. So that's one thing that I would say no to, just because of the way I think about partners. I would say no. But as far as Neo goes, yes. But as far as this goes, I would say no. So let me know if there's any other coins that should be adding. Definitely like if you can. Subscribe if you made it this far. That's freaking awesome. Let me know. And then definitely comment. You can share it if you want. But again, I'm looking for at least 10 more coins that can add to the list of my top 50 of 250. Okay. All right, guys. That's about it. It's just my way of thinking about it. It's one, I'm probably trying to update these videos maybe once a week for at least 10 of them every week.